Good morning, grade 8. How are you, miss? I hope you have a nice vacation. I'm Sam, I'm your math teacher at the Park International School, and we will start this semester, inshallah, with chapter 8 from Algebra 1, which is actually about polynomials and factoring. We will start with the first lesson in this chapter, which is about adding and subtracting polynomials. I know polynomial, it's a new word for you. It's a new vocabulary in this lesson, actually, and we have another, new definitions. We will define them together, like monomial, binomial, trinomial, degrees of a polynomial, and standard form of a polynomial. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to classify, to add, and subtract polynomials. So let's define together, or start by finding the definition of the word polynomial. To define it, actually, it's better for you and me to define together, start by the definition of the word monomial. Monomial, actually, as you can see here, it could be a real number, like 18. It could be variable, like z. It could be a product of real number and a variable, or product of real number and more than one variable with more than one degrees, as long as you are having, or it could be, as you can see here, a quotient of, or a ratio of a variable and a number, as long as you are having one term, only, with no addition, no subtraction, you have monomial. So this is monomial, this is monomial, this is monomial, and you can notice these are examples of monomials. Now, how can we find the degree of a monomial? Now, a degree of a monomial is actually the sum of the exponents or the powers of, of the variables that the monomial has. Okay? For example, let's start with z. Which monomial that actually it consists of only one variable, which is z. What's the degree of this monomial? It's 1. How do we know that? Because actually we know that there's you cannot see any exponent here. It means that the power of the exponent for it, it's 1. What about 18? What's the exponent? 18, it could be multiply a product of number 18 and a variable that has an exponent of 0. If you remember in chapter 7, we said if any variable, any number raised to power, or any real number or variable raised to the power 0 equals 1. So the number 18, it's a monomial that has a degree of 0. Don't forget that. What about this monomial? Now actually this monomial has a degree of 2. The power or the degree of this monomial is actually 2, since I have only one variable and it's power 2 or raised to power 2. If I have more than one variable, what should I do? I actually add the powers together, all of the powers, ignoring the variables. It mustn't be the same variable. No, I just want to add all of the powers together. For example, here x to the power 1, y to the power 3. So the degree of this monomial is 3 plus 1 equals 4. Okay? Now here, what's the degree of this monomial? It's a to the power 1. It means the degree of it is power 1. Now here, let's go to how can I add and subtract monomial. Since monomial, as you can see here, it only consists of one term, okay? It has no, it has no addition or subtraction. It's only one term, so we can say that we can add like terms. If you remember, we say like terms are actually terms that have same variable raised to the same power. Same variable raised to the same power. For example, 3x to the power 2, it's actually and plus 5x to the power 2. I can say about them they are like terms. They are two monomials and they have the same, they are actually like terms, so I can add them easily. How is that? I will add 3 plus 5. I can say that here that I have a 3x to the power square, so I have x to the power 2, plus x to the power 2, plus x to the power 2, plus x to the power, this is 3x plus 5x, x to the power 2, plus x to the power 2 plus x to the power 2, okay, plus x to the power 2. How many x to the power 2 I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 x's to the power 2. So I have here 8x to the power 2. How? So this is why we add it. We can't add x and x. No. This means I don't have only 1x to the power 2. No, miss. I have actually, as you can see, 3x to the power 2, 3x to the power 2, and 5x to the power 2. This is why we can add them. And we can do the same here. We can add negative 6 plus 11. It will be actually, it will be 5x to the power 4. Now, what's a polynomial? Polynomial, it could be a monomial or more than one monomial added or subtracted from each other. Okay, so we can say it consists of, it could be one monomial, it could be monomial, yes, why not? It could be monomial, but actually it could be monomial, or it could be sum of monomials, and you can see that they are separated by addition or subtraction. So if you see plus or minus between monomials, this is polynomial. If it consists of only two terms, I call it binomial. If it consists of 3 terms, I call it trinomial. So this diagram here, or this table, it shows you classification of polynomials according to what? According to the degree of the polynomial and according to the number of the terms. Let's take an example. For example, first one, it's polynomial, but it actually consists of only one term. So it's monomial. So the name using number of terms, it's monomial. The name using the degree, I will look, what's the degree for the constant number? It's 0. We said because it's actually, there's no variable. So I suppose that it's the variable here, it's raised to the power 0. So it has no variable. So the degree is 0. When I have 0 degrees, I call it actually constant. Okay? And you can look at the table here. It shows you, for example, let's go to the last polynomial here. When I can count the terms, I have 1, 2, 3 terms, so it's a trinomial. I can look to the power. When I have more than one monomial, when I have a sum of monomials, the degree is actually the degree of the highest, okay, or the highest degree or the highest power. Here, I have 2x to the power 4, 2x to the power 3, plus 3x to the power 1, okay? I will look which term or which monomial has the highest power. It's the first one, which is actually 4. So what's the degree of this polynomial? It's 4. The degree is 4. Now when I have the degree 4, when it's raised to power 4, I call it 4th degree. Raised to power 5, I call it 5th degree, and etc. When it's raised to the power 3, I call it cubic. When it's raised to the power 2, I call it quadratic. Okay, miss? Now, to classify polynomials, I can go to the same, table there to classify them. How to add them? First thing to do, or the most important thing you should do it if you want to add or subtract, you should first order them, okay, according to the standard form. What's the standard form? The standard form means it's actually ordering the polynomials from the highest degree to the lowest degree. Okay, the standard form of a polynomial, it's actually it's ordered the polynomial from the highest, okay, from left to right, from the highest degree, from the highest monomial degree to the lowest monomial degree. As you can see here, I start from left to right, from degree, it's from the 4th degree, then I have, quadratic, then linear, and then I go to constant, then I finish it. If I want to add or subtract, I should first write them in the standard form, then line them up correctly, the 4th degree under the 4th degree, the quadratic under the quadratic, and then do addition or subtraction. finish the lesson. I hope you understand it, and please solve exercises to understand more.